What's poppin', people? It's Dante. I'm currently walking around the Schuylkill River Trail, my favorite place to get the day started. Check out the beautiful sunlight glimmering in the river here. Wow, beautiful. I absolutely love photographing here to start the day. I feel like it's the perfect place for me to just sort of, you know, like warm up, take a couple snapshots. You know, the more I think about this photography thing, it's like maybe the ultimate goal is to just come home with a photo that you're pleased with each day. It's like, even if you go out for only like an hour or a couple minutes or whatever, and you have like a short period of time to photograph, at least if you come home with something, it's maybe worthwhile after all. Because, you know, because I've been thinking about this like question, right? It's like, would you still make photographs if you couldn't see the photographs after? You know, I think the process itself of making the photographs and sort of like the journey of walking and exploring life is what makes this thing so incredible. But there is this satisfaction that I get after a day of photographing, reviewing the photos, selecting a photo or two that I find to be interesting, you know, publishing them, saving them, cherishing them, and then just moving on to the next one. Would I still do it? Would I still go out and photograph? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think of the camera merely as just the excuse to see the world, and it puts me out there on the front lines of life to just remain curious, you know, what's out there, what's going on. Good sunlight. You know, the more I think about life, super grateful for the smallest things like breathing, having meat, water, salt, you know, fresh air, this river, you know, the fact that the birds are chirping, you know, just listening to the sounds of the street and the harmony of the chaos. It's a freaking miracle that we're, you know, alive. You know, what is it, like a 1 billion trillion quadrillion chance that we're even here right now. I feel like just reminding myself of that when I get the day started is yeah, it's just a good notion to think about. Filming with the GoPro Mini, of course. I like the super view. It feels like a video game. First person point of view. Just throw you in my shoes. And yeah, video games are bad. I think actually, you know, the biggest regret I have in life is playing video games a little bit too much, you know? I think generally video games are interesting in terms of like creativity and art and entertainment. I grew up playing like the Legend of Zelda, franchises like that, like adventure games, first-person shooter games. I remember Halo, you know, like Halo 2 when Xbox Live came out. The first Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2 was like the first game I remember like playing online competitively. And nowadays I don't know why I always have the need, like when I see something like the straw or whatever these like little things are, to put to just like eat it. But yeah, no, so so during COVID I decided, oh, you know, like let me get a gaming PC, like let me see what games have become, because actually there was like a 10-year period where I haven't played any video games, and mostly I just played them in high school and middle school. But actually in 2020 when the COVID hit, I was like, oh, let me just get a gaming PC and see what's up. So I played Cyberpunk 2077, I don't know the name, I forget the full name, but Cyberpunk, right? That's the game. And I 100% completed Cyberpunk, completely immersed in this world. It's so good. Like, I remember being so immersed for at least like 2 weeks or something, just playing it so much during the sort of lockdowns and stuff. And I mean, for what it's worth, the game blew my mind. Like, to see where gaming has come, where it's just so entertaining, it's so, you know, dense with the story and like ways that you can upgrade your character. My biggest critique of games these days, because I tried a few, like I used to like Assassin's Creed as well, and so I tried Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Assassin's Creed Valhalla becomes super repetitive. I believe Ubisoft makes it, and it feels like any game made by Ubisoft, it feels like it's the same game, just like repackaged or like reskinned or something. And you wind up just having like the same old like mission every time. Wow, a fish just flopped up there. And so it's like, you know, you raid the village, you collect the gold, you raid the village, you collect the gold. Like you do the same thing over and over again. And it's like kind of boring after a while. And I found that to be similar in Cyberpunk. Although the world itself was just so immersive and interesting, you know, there's nothing that's gonna just beat the real world, right? Like you could spend like countless hours in these like real life sort of simulated worlds in video games, which are intriguing and like pretty convincing, I'm not gonna lie. And it's interesting how advanced video games are, you know, becoming. It's just like mind-blowing, to be honest with you. However, in the future, if we have these like hyper-realistic games, you know, thinking of the Apple Vision Pro, the VR and stuff, I'm sure that it's just gonna get insanely good, you know, where we'll have unlimited entertainment, movies, TV channels, you know, video games, realistic simulations. But yeah, alas, nothing will beat just throwing yourself onto the front lines of life itself. And so this is why I'm really grateful for photography, because in today's day and age, yeah, it seems it's a lot easier to just seep into this sort of consumerist behavior pattern, whether you're on social media, watching TV, movies, or playing video games, right? So it's like, yeah, the more that I think about it, actually, the creation of art and being in the state of production is an ultimate solution to the chaos of consumerism and all the unlimited choices that there are for you to consume. So yeah, this is where photography becomes interesting. And also using a GoPro, it's like I just make my own video game, you know, just treat the world like the open world in Cyberpunk. You know, it's kind of fun. And yeah, I mean, kind of regret it, but at the end of the day, I think that was just like a part of life growing up. It was just like a generational thing, you know, like all these things sort of were released since I was in high school. You know, people would play these things and whatever. It was just like it was just the time. It was just a thing. I think at this point I'm kind of just like over it, but actually, like it is kind of addictive, you know. Like that's the issue with these games and stuff. Like for instance, like I 100% complete, like I guess this was like a couple years ago now, like 3 years ago or something, or maybe even 2 years, I don't know how long ago, I 100% completed it. Like that means I scavenged like every item to unlock, every little mission I completed. I collected every coin, every fucking thing, like in the game. You know, like leveled my guy up as full as possible. And I believe you could like play the game multiple times as different characters, and you'll have like 5 different stories. So I only did it one time, but like you could play it like 5 times over and have different endings, different sort of things that happen. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. Because it really is this like addictive pattern. It's like you just get so immersed and you can't really stop. And I find that to be an issue with a lot of things in this world these days, you know, even considering, you know, like foods, like all the processed, you know, junk foods and stuff, where like if you eat one Oreo, you know, you're gonna eat the entire sleeve. It's just like it's just like within the chemicals or something, like whatever ingredients that they use, you just kind of consistently eat, and it's kind of an addictive, destructive pattern. I feel as though, you know, removing these things from my life has also been a good idea. You know, just thinking more about my dieting and thinking more about the things that I consume, whether it's the movies, the TV, the video games, or the food, right? Where they all sort of have this addictive quality to them. Yeah, I think it's just a good thing to remove, just like subtract more of these things, and ultimately I feel better. It's like lighten the load, get rid of these things, and yeah, just float up. Yeah. Yeah, the sun is so nice. That's the other problem with gaming. It's like you don't get the sun, you know? It's like I'm out here in the sun. They need to make a the video games on the Apple Vision Pro, so you're just like walking around playing games. You'll see that soon enough, right? Maybe in 5 years people have like small glasses or something, and I think Ray-Ban made that technology already, where you can have glasses on and interface with the computer. You know, it seems like it's still better to just use the iPad or the iPhone or just like a laptop or a computer, because it's kind of cumbersome. Like I used the Apple Vision Pro when I was in the Apple store and tried it out. I also tried out the VR stuff. I don't know, man. All this kind of stuff is a little bit too much for me. It's like this big device, you know, being a former gamer or whatever, like you would think I would like these kind of things and shit like that, but like, I don't know, man. It's kind of overkill. And the problem with it is they throw you into these like incredible situations where you're like immersed in like, you know, a hike on a mountain, on the tightrope, you know, doing these cool things, you know, submerged underwater. But yeah, again, this is where the GoPro is interesting, because maybe if you film a lot of different things and experiences and just like go out there, you can then relive them and experience them for yourself by reviewing the photos and the videos you create. And I think this is where it comes, you know, ties together. Like, would you, you know, photograph without reviewing them? I mean, or just like go through life without the camera, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like there's a lot, you know, like there's just a, like I think without the camera, like without the excuse, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of like a bland and boring world. But to have the tool to then create upon, you know, where the world's sort of like this stage, the world is a canvas, infinite possibilities, open world, endless road, infinite possibilities, multifaceted complexities. You know, when you have this like creative tool to then do things when you're out and about, it just yeah, it just makes it all worthwhile. Especially when you're sort of just walking on your own, you know, just sort of finding something that keeps you going. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. So yeah, even just like recording my thoughts with the GoPro, going on these nature walks by the river, you know, these kind of things will keep me sort of engaged with life itself. And it's more of a, yeah, it's more of a way for me to just like explore my own thoughts. Oh, by the way, we got to get the dog owners to clean up their shit. There's always shit on this boardwalk, and it's really disgusting. I mean, my thought is dog use, dog ownership, all these things have never been in my life. I've never owned a dog. I've never desired to have a dog. I find them to be kind of gross. Honestly, like whenever I've been somewhere where someone owns a dog, it always like stinks like shit. And I mean, there's nothing against it. I mean, maybe the cats are better because they're kind of just chill and stuff, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of these things. And they literally, every time I walk here, I always see dog shit. And the problem with Philadelphia is there's human shit, right? We got human shit left, right, and center. You walk around the city enough, you'll see human poop. And yeah, I don't know, maybe Philly needs to just open up more like porta potties and just like leave them out there, you know, just like we need more porta potties in the I don't know, it's kind of crazy. One love, I like that. The Bob Marley billboard over there, it seems like there's a something February 14th. Maybe they made a documentary or a movie about Bob Marley, reggae music. Yeah, it's good vibes, you know, like I like the beach. I find that the water generally soothes me, and when I hear the Bob Marley in my head right now looking at that billboard, yeah, it just reminds me of the beach. Being by the water just feels good. There really is something natural about me just walking this way each day. I find myself always coming to the river, always interested in the nature walk, and there's really no other way to start the day. I think it's too much to just throw yourself into the chaos of the city, but to at least have a path like this and a river like this and trees and stuff, open air, sunlight, you know, just gets your body in motion in a good way. And listening to like seagulls, like I love when I see seagulls. I like studying the patterns of the pigeons, even in the city, where every single day I photograph these pigeons in flight. And I think with street photography, like there's lots of cliches, you know, like, oh, you know, this is a cliche, the pigeon shot, the silhouette shot, all these kind of things, whatever. Maybe it's better to actually just photograph things that are considered cliche and not really think too much about these things. Actually, it's like liberate yourself through the process of photographing everything and anything. I'm not very selective, you know. If I'm interested in pigeons, if I'm interested in photographing something in front of me, I'm not gonna like question it and think that it's more worthy or less worthy. Actually, to photograph more and to continuously make pictures is my goal. I've never been one to like think about photography in like this way where I'm making a project or a thing that has to be like this perfect like end product or something, but actually treating it as a stream of becoming, where I'm merely just exploring and photographing my way through life, every day anew, always new opportunities to make photos, where you can walk the same lane every single day and you can always find something to uplift with the photograph. That's the power of photography, street photography. It sort of opens your mind to the mundane things around you in a novel way, and it gives you a deeper sense of purpose and meaning in life itself, where in any lull, quiet moment, any dull time where you feel like there's nothing really going on, you can always pick up a camera and just make something. And I think that's what society in general should think more about going forward. I think with the increase of technology and all this sort of entertainment and stuff, perhaps to create more, whether it's photos, videos, audios, paintings, drawings, sculptures, any form of art really is a solution to these things. So yeah, I like to come to an elevated surface every day. This time I decided to walk to the South Street Bridge. This is the Schuylkill Banks, the boardwalk. There's the skyline, and yeah, it's just a great way to start the day. I feel empowered when I come to an elevated surface like this, watch the train pass by, you know, the birds flying by in the sky, and then I can even make some snapshots. Like here we have a person running down there, get the skyline in the background, you know, just enjoy myself in the morning with some good views. So some random thoughts today, just treating this GoPro and walking solution as a way for me to just explore my thoughts and whatever's going on in my mind. So yeah, just appreciate the detail. Look at the birds flying. I love watching seagulls. Oh, I got a haircut. I love when I have like the hair short on the sides. I don't have to like comb my hair. It's like way better. I'm just lazy. I never get a cut. I love it. Shorter is better.